This is Jam Nation.
With Jonesy and Amanda.
Claire, great to see you.
So I need to talk to you guys about Kanye West.
Yes.
There's been a lot happening in the last few days, and it's a very sad, complicated story, and I reckon none of us quite know how we're meant to talk about it. For some context, West, who's now legally known by his nickname Ye, was diagnosed with bipolar after being hospitalised for a psychiatric emergency in 2016. In the years since, he's spoken a lot about his manic episodes and referred to his bipolar as his superpower. But there have been a number of times when his behaviour has been inappropriate and hurtful to the people in his life and his broader audience. I think a turning point for me watching him was in 2020 when he announced his presidential bid, and then he was at a rally and said that he and his wife, Kim Kardashian, had considered having an abortion when she was pregnant with their first child. I just thought that was so uncomfortable and clearly not something that Kim Kardashian had ever wanted to share. And it wasn't long after that that Kim Kardashian filed for divorce from him. Ever since, he's oscillated between saying publicly that he wants her back, accusing her of preventing him from seeing his children or her not parenting them properly, and encouraging his fans to harass Pete Davidson, who was the person she was dating for a time. Now things have escalated. It was Paris Fashion Week last week, and at the launch event for his fashion brand Yeezy, he, as well as a number of his models, wore shirts that said White Lives Matter. And that's a phrase which has roots in white supremacist movements, and it's just very, very odd behaviour. Nobody knows why he's doing
But
this.
he's a black guy, so was he going for the,
But he's spoken strangely about slavery before. That's upset a lot of the black community too.
He's into slavery?
No, he basically said it's if it happened for so long, it sounds like a choice.
Oh.
He says these things that are so bizarre, and it makes it stranger because he himself is a black man who's had these experiences. So on Friday, he doubled down on the White Lives Matter stunt on Fox News. And he said he wore the shirt because of his connection with God. He compared himself to Tonya Harding when she attempted the triple axel in ice skating.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, exactly the same as that, basically. And then he made comparisons to David and Goliath, and it was all over the place, and the interviewer kind of just let him go. And it was clear that everybody was very confused about everything he was saying.
He's bipolar.
It wasn't making a lot of sense.
And didn't he at some point have an image of a hat with 2024 as if he's going to run again for the presidency? Are we supposed to think that?
Yeah.
But this does raise the question, are we enabling him by not calling his behaviour out because he has mental illness?
Exactly. There's a lot of people. I find it fascinating with Kanye because last time he was behaving badly, people said, hold on, this is a man who's disenfranchised in his own ways. He is mentally unwell. He has grown up with all sorts of experiences because he's black. Like, people were very, very empathetic. This time it's changed, and people are really arguing that you can be somebody with terrible values and have mental illness, and those are not the same thing, and they're not informing each other. And I think it's about stigma. People are trying to say, well, don't stigmatize everybody who has bipolar because we don't do this. This is just Kanye.
And he has a giant mouthpiece. He has a lot of exposure that he can access anytime. Is anyone stopping him?
I know. That's what I think. Are there people in his... I think probably the Kardashian family were, for a time, trying to say, like, don't go out there and spout these views. Like, say them in the home where nobody can hear them, but don't go on television.
But I had a friend who was bipolar, and her husband used to just take her credit card away because she'd go out to buy milk, and then she'd come home with a 7-foot statue of Buddha. Yeah. And popped on the roof of the car. So he took away her credit card and said, okay, let's just, when you get on your meds, you can get the credit card.
But he has a whole team of enablers who make money from him, who are part of his franchise, who may also think he's a genius, who aren't stopping him.
And I think Fox News giving him that platform made it even worse. It was incredibly uncomfortable. But it does sort of complicate our narrative at the moment with social justice politics on the internet. We're very keen to have somebody as a victim and someone as an oppressor, and somebody like Kanye blurs the lines. Nobody's sure where to place him because he's saying horrible things. He's got these abhorrent views, but he himself has a bit of a complicated story.
Sure. Well, he also said some anti-Semitic things and then said, it's all right, I can say this because I'm Jewish. I don't know.
He's not Jewish.
No, I don't know what's going on.
It's not making a lot of sense.
No, he needs someone to say, come and have a lie down for a while.
Yeah, but they've been around from since Roman senators. What about Nero?
Yeah,
but having said that, we were just talking before about Todd Sampson and the way that social media amplifies all this stuff. So someone who has a point of view that people would normally say, okay, go and lie down, now that view is amplified.
It's true.
So what do we do?
Don't know. That's for another 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what happens with you and Jesse.
Yeah. We'll work it out on Cancel.
Claire, it's always a treat. Check out more catch up with Claire and Jesse on their Cancelled podcast at mamamia.com.au. Clare Stephens, we'll catch you next Monday.
Thank you.